Welcome back, children. Now, in the previous video, we have started the role of microorganisms. So, I already told you in that video that there are two types of organisms. Some can be seen with our naked eye. Some cannot be seen with our naked eye. Once again, let us chart out all the things what we have expressed in the previous video. Now, the study of microorganisms is called as what? Microbiology. And this was born in the year 1674. And who is the father of microbiology means? He is Antony van Leeuwenhoek. So when he is doing experiments on just pond water, when he took a drop of water like this on the slide and when he observed it under a microscope, he is able to find small organisms moving like this in the water, which surprised him, and he just named them as animalcules. Animalcules. And later on, these were named as bacteria. These were named as what? Bacteria. So there are several organisms existing in our nature. Some are visible to us, some are invisible to us. Some can be seen with our naked eye, some cannot be seen with our naked eye. You can see birds, you can see plants, you can see huge trees, minute plants. You can see insects, you can see creepers, you can see human beings, you can see boys, you can see girls, anyone else. But you cannot see some organisms, but they are existing in nature. Such organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye, but can be seen only with the help of microscope, are called as microorganisms. The organisms existing in nature, no way they can be seen with what? Our naked eye. We need some aid for this eye for them to be exposed under microscope, and that through microscope only we can observe such kind of organism. Such type of organisms which can be seen only with the help of microscope is called as microorganisms. And the study of microorganisms is what? Microbiology. Who is the father of microbiology? Antony van Leeuwenhoek. So, some organisms can be seen with our naked eye. Some cannot be seen with our naked eye. So, the organisms which cannot be seen are termed as microorganisms. Micro means small. Micro means what? Small, minute, little. Micro, very, very small. That is why they are called as what? Microorganisms. And totally there are 5 types of microorganisms. Bacteria. First one is what? Bacteria. Second one is fungi. Third one is protozoa. Fourth one is algae. And fifth one is virus. Once again I will repeat for you, ma. First one is what? Bacteria. Okay, you can see it here. Bacteria. Second one is fungi. Third one is protozoa. Fourth one is algae. And the fifth one is virus. So these are all the 5 types of microorganisms. First Antony van Leeuwenhoek named only bacteria. Later on all these came into existence. He is able to find there are varieties of microorganisms. There are varieties of animalcules. So first he named only bacteria, but we can find that one type of microorganism is different from another type. Their structure is different, their shape is different, and he is able to find it that there are different types of microorganisms, and he classified them into 5 groups. Okay, first one is what? Bacteria. Second one fungi. Third one is protozoa. Fourth one is algae, and fifth one is virus. And along with all these 5. In soil also, there are some organisms existing, but you cannot see with our eye. If you take soil in your naked hand like this, and if you observe like this, nothing can be seen. But if you observe it under microscope, there are few organisms existing in that soil also. That type of mites, that type of small peculiar insects are present in the soil, but cannot be seen with the naked eye. That are called as microarthropods. Arthropods means insects. In 9th class, you will study about this kingdom called arthropod. This is the largest animal kingdom. You will find varieties of insects. In that, the insects which cannot be seen with our naked eye came under these microorganisms only, and they are called as microarthropods. So, what is the use of these microarthropods means? Especially this will help in the fertility of the soil. It will increase the fertility of the soil. It makes the soil more fertile. So it will increase the fertility of the soil. And there are some dangerous microorganisms which causes diseases. In the next lesson in 3.2 you will learn about all this. Okay. microorganisms. So generally, when you take this bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, all these they will live in air, they will live in water, and also they will live in soil. You can find bacteria in air, you can find bacteria in water, you can find bacteria in soil. Bacteria in soil. Okay. But when you take virus, you cannot find a virus anywhere else. It is a connecting link between both living and non-living organisms. It will behave as a non-living organisms when it is outside the host. Who is the host means, now if some virus is living in me, if some virus is there in me, that means my body is called as what? Host. I am the host for this microorganism. You got my point now? Okay, if someone comes to our house, you become the host and the one who is coming to your house is the guest. You got it? Now, during campaign time, teachers will come to your houses. Okay, teachers who are coming to your house is the guest for you, and who is receiving the teachers? Maybe your parents, maybe you are the host. That means you are receiving that guest. That person is called as host. Like that, virus is a guest for our body, and who is the host? We. So many plants, so many organisms, even human beings. So many viruses will live in our body also. Those are called as what? Those are called as viruses. So it will behave like a non-living thing outside the host. That means it can live in another body only. It can lead a parasitic life. It can lead which life? Parasitic life. So it can grow on other organisms. Maybe on a plant body, maybe on an animal body, maybe on a human body. So any virus which is growing in another body is called as which life? Parasitic life. Whereas other organisms like bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, they will live in air, water, soil. Microorganisms live in soil. Bacteria lives in air. Bacteria lives in water. Bacteria lives in soil. All the other organisms can exist their life in air, water, soil. But virus can exist its life only depending upon other bodies. That is why we call it as what? Parasite. Virus is a special type of microorganism. It is called as parasite. It can live in another body only. It can live like a guest in another body. Okay, it will live in host body. H-O-S-T. What is that, ma? That is called as host. H-O-S-T. Host. Okay, now we understood now. So viruses are special type. What are the special type of microorganisms mean? Surely you have to write that is virus is a special type of microorganisms. Okay, where do the microorganisms live, ma? Air, water, soil. When you take virus, it will live in another body. When you take microarthropods, they live in soil. They live in soil. Okay. Now, when you take the diseases like typhoid. Okay. So typhoid, you know it. Tuberculosis, TB. Generally, you will call it as TB, not TB, ma. Okay. During lockdown time, you are stick on to TB only. It's not TB, it is TB. Tuberculosis, TB. Septicemia, lead poisoning. Septicemia means lead poisoning. Septicemia in the winter. Okay, so typhoid, TB, septicemia are caused by bacteria. That means there are some uses of bacteria and there are some harms of bacteria. That means some microorganisms are useful to us, some microorganisms are harmful to us. In 3.2, now we are dealing with 3.1, that is story of microorganisms. In the next chapter, we will deal with what are the uses of microorganisms and what are the harms which are caused by microorganisms. Now we can see that here typhoid, TB, septicemia. Typhoid, TB, septicemia. All these are what? All these are caused by bacteria. All these are diseases. Typhoid, TB is a disease. Septicemia, blood poisoning. Okay, all these are caused by bacteria. Now when you take malaria, generally it will be caused by female Anopheles mosquito. You believe that female Anopheles mosquito, when it bites, it is causing. So of course it's a vector. It will carry the disease causing organism. But female Anopheles mosquito does not cause what? Does not cause malaria. Okay, in the next chapter you will learn this. Okay, malaria, amoebiasis, all these are caused by a protozoa. So plasmodium. When you take malaria, malaria is caused by a plasmodium parasite. Okay, and now, so the organism which is living in another body. There are some protozoa living on another body. There are some bacteria which is living on another body. All such kind of organisms which are living in air, water, soil, they live their life independently. Whereas when you take these microorganisms which are causing diseases, that means now typhoid. This is caused by a bacteria called Salmonella typhi. Of course, not there in your syllabus. For your convenience, I am saying you. This Salmonella typhi is living in what? In our digestive system. You got my point now? So, Salmonella typhi is a bacteria which is living in our digestive system, damaging our digestive system to make you to get a disease called typhoid. So, where it is living? In the body of human being. So, which life it is leading? Parasitic life. Okay, now TB, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is causing. So tuberculosis is causing to what? Lungs. It is affecting Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, these names are not necessary for you. Just simply I am saying you. Okay, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a dangerous bacteria which shows its effect on what? Lungs. That is why you will get a vigorous. Why? Because this bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis is showing its effect on what? Lungs. That means it is living on lungs. Which life it is? Parasitic lungs. Okay. And now septicemia, blood poisoning. Okay. So this is also caused by what? Bacteria. So it will live in what? Blood. And it will damage the functioning of blood. That is called septic. Okay. So all these are caused by bacteria. So now there are useful bacteria and there are also harmful bacteria. So lactobacillus is useful for the preparation of curd. So everyone's meal will be ended with what? Curd only, curd rice. Isn't it? Every Indian meal, especially South Indian meal, especially Andhra Bhojanam. Okay, you will end your meal with what? Curd rice. So that curd, wonderful curd, taste curd was prepared by what? Bacteria. Which bacteria? Lactobacillus. That means that is useful bacteria. Whereas typhoid causing bacteria called Salmonella typhi, TB, tuberculosis and septicemia, blood poisoning, all these are also caused by bacteria. That means there are some dangerous bacteria and there are some useful bacteria. Okay, like that even malaria. Malaria will damage our RBC, red blood cells. Okay, so ameliosis, loose motions, watery stools. Okay, all these are caused by protozoa. That means which life it is leading? Parasitic life. So, some organisms are able to. So, there are two types of microorganisms, useful and harmful. Don't take it into your consideration that all the microorganisms are harmful. All the microorganisms are useful. No. Even though bacteria are there are two types of bacteria, useful bacteria, harmful bacteria. In the same way, fungi, useful fungi, harmful fungi. In the same way, protozoa, useful protozoa, harmful protozoa. Like that, each and every session of microorganisms has its own style. So, totally, how many types of microorganisms you have? 5 types. Now, how to watch or how to observe these 5 kinds of microorganisms means, first of all, if you take pond water, last in the previous video I think I have taken buttermilk. We have observed bacteria under microscope. Just simply we have taken what? Slide. Just let us start with pond water. Okay, if you take pond water, take a drop of pond water, cover it with cover slip. Just like that. How did Anthony Van Hawk did this experiments on lake water? He took a drop of lake water. When he observed under microscope, he is able to find some moving organisms on it. Like that. If you collect some pond water and if you observe it under microscope, you can find varieties of organisms. Varieties of organisms. Not all the organisms are one and the same. So we can say that when you just simply water like sea water like this, nothing is seen. Just water, a liquid is seen. But if you same water, you took a drop, you just take a drop and you observe it under microscope, you can easily find out there are different types of organisms existing in this nature, existing in this water. This will show you that all the microorganisms is not one and the same. There are varieties of organisms existing in this pond water. Now if you take, now let us observe. So different microorganisms observe fungi. How to observe fungi? Where do this fungi occur? Okay, now let us start. Take a slide. Take a slide. Okay, now if you go to a kitchen, generally your mothers will store vegetables, pickles, bread, all the things in the refrigerator to avoid spoil. But accidentally, unfortunately, your mother forgot to keep some vegetables in the refrigerator. She forgot about brinjals. After a few days, if you observe the brinjal, you can find white hyphae on it. Booju pattindi antam. Did you anyone of you observe? Or else you can do like this. Take a bread slice, sprinkle some water on it, put it in a cover. Take a bread slice. Bread, you all know it, no? You can go for alarm carpet or anything else. Okay? Just sprinkle some water. Keep it in a cover. Fold the cover and just tightly tie it and keep it in the shelf for 2-3 days like that. 2-3 days like that. And after 4 days or 5 days or 2-3 days or anything else, you just observe. You can observe hyphae on it like this. Booju pattinattu telustundi. Amma pachadiki sariga mootha pettadele anukunnam. Okay, she prepared. Okay, she prepared some pickle, tomato pickle, mango pickle or anything else. She forgot to cover properly. Or some moisture is there on the lid. What will be settled there? Hyphae will be settled. Take any of that material. Take any of that material. On the brinjals you can find this, on tomato you can find this, on pickles you can find this, on bread you can find this, on curries you can find this. Okay, take that material with the needle. Don't touch with your hand because the fungus will settle on your grooves, and if you touch it on any of your body, it will enter your body and it will harm your body. Right? So take a needle and collect that scraping just like this and keep it on the slide. Keep it on the slide. Put a drop of water. Put a drop of water. Then cover it with cover slip. Cover it with cover slip. And observe it under microscope. Observe it under microscope. You can find rod-like structures like this. These are called hyphae. These are called fungi. These are called fungi. Now when you observed curd under microscope, what did you do? You took a drop of buttermilk, you just slightly heated it, okay, and later on you applied crystal violet to stain it, and later on you covered with cover slip and observed. You can find rod-like structures like this. You got the difference, ma? You got the difference? Now these are looking like this with a knob, whereas they are just rods like this. So this is fungi and this is bacteria. I hope you got the difference between these two. By this you can understand that there are different types of microorganisms existing in and around our nature, in the air, water, soil, and also on the food material. So meet you back in the next class, ma. So with algae, protozoa and arthropods. So take care, Nana. Meet you back.